Yo, what is up, guys? Here to give you guys a review today. I'll be reviewing Deadman Wonderland Manga Chapter 54. Now, this was a great chapter. I loved it because we got to see two flashbacks that we have never seen within the series, and one of them were really important and actually really awesome. And it had to do with some character development towards Toto and Ganta, and actually Shiro in some sort of way. And the characterization was actually really good because they showed Ganta's kind of growth and, like, you know, where he actually came from and shit like that. And the other one, it showed Asami, you know, Ganta's a friend, and how she died. And we never got to see how she died. All we know is that she got her hair cut off. We don't know if Shiro did that or any of the forgers did that. But yeah, so there's three parts to this chapter. There's the main focus, which was Ganta and Shiro meeting and like this little roller coaster ride and whatnot at the end of the chapter. Then we got the flashbacks, which in my opinion was the most important part because these are new flashbacks and they're new to the story. And then we got the beginning, which is like Shiro fucking up shit and she's forcing everybody to leave, you know, except for Ganta. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I don't want to go into predictions because I will be doing predictions at the end of this video, because the way this chapter was set up, it can make it seem like Deadman Wonderland, the manga, like the next chapter, it can go, like, the ending can go good or bad. I'm not sure, like, you know, but I'll talk about that towards the end of this video. If you guys want to skip to that, go ahead. But nonetheless, let's get started. So the beginning of this chapter, we have Shiro fucking up shit, and when I saw Shiro, I was like, oh shit, it's done. Shiro, she overpowers Toto, and they already have trouble with Toto. So Shiro, she's just on a whole nother ball game, you know, she's on a next level type shit. So I already knew that she was gonna fuck up everybody there, and she did. And it was kind of fucked up because Shiro fucked them up so badly to the point where Minaski, there was like this little pole and it stabbed her through her leg, and I was like, shit. So I feel bad for Minaski. It literally went through her leg and went out. So I thought that was like, damn, like that really must have hurt, because, you know, kind of looking back at that Kevin Weird thing where his bone popped out. But yeah, so that happened. Everybody's getting hurt and whatnot, and they're actually getting forced to leave, you know, leave out of the Deadman Wonderland. Their mission is a fail, you know, and whatnot. And it's crazy because, you know, they came to Deadman Wonderland with the intention of stopping Shiro and Toto, and not really, yeah, stopping them, but like kind of like turning off the Mother Goose system, so, you know, Shiro isn't actually fully revived, you know, when she actually isn't fully free. So Shiro fucked up those plans all day, and I really felt bad for that, you know what I'm saying. Everybody's leaving and whatnot. They have like this big huge ship or whatever the fuck it's called, and everybody's getting aboard on it, you know, Minaski, Senji, and I still kind of feel bad for Senji. Like I come to realization that this nigga really did lose his arm. He lost his fucking eye in Carnival Courts, you know, due to the fact that Ganta beat him, but now he lost his fucking arm to I believe Toto, you know. So I'm thinking like, god damn, nigga, how many limbs are you gonna fucking lose, you know what I'm saying? I really feel bad for Senji, but Senji, he's just completely beast. I don't think we're ever gonna see Senji fight again. If we do, great, but I don't think we're gonna see him fight anymore within actually this manga, because Deadman Wonderland is ending. I don't see him fighting anymore. I mean, I just don't, because the way this chapter kind of ended off was it kind of just showed that, you know, he left his will into Ganta some sort. Like, so this is what happened when, you know, when everybody's getting aboard on the ship and whatnot, and Ganta says she's not a monster, I have to stay here, you know, because that was his intention. His intention said, I'm not gonna come here to lose, you know, I'm coming here to win, I'm coming here to stop Shiro and Toto, you know. I'm like, I'm not losing, she's not a monster, she's my friend, I'm gonna try to understand her. And I agree with Ganta to a certain extent, you know, with the whole, like, she's not a monster, because she is just confused. Like, there is two Shiros, you know, there's the nice and cute and lovable one, and there's the monster. And it was nice to see that. So basically, you know, Ganta, he says like she's not a monster, I have to stay here. Shinji gives him his coin, and you know, Ganta sees that the coin, it has both heads, which is meaning like good luck and whatnot. You know, he got it from his officer. If you guys watch the OVA, you know that's what it stands right here. He has like these 3 letters for, you know, his 3 best friends and whatnot. So, you know, basically Shinji inherited his will into Ganta, and he said, you know, go out and do what you need to do with Shiro and whatnot. And I really enjoyed that. So that's why it makes me believe like that moment right there and then we're not going to see Shinji fight. And that's why I truly do believe the reason why we see Shinji versus Toto, why in my opinion that was like the best fight in Deadman Wonderland the manga, is because he went all out. Like, you know, at first, like, you know, when Shinji versus Toto, this nigga, like, he was about to get his other eyeball turned out. If it wasn't for Ganta, you know, saying I'll go with you, then, you know, Shinji would have lost another eye. But when Shinji versed those 2 twins and Toto, best fight, because, you know, it really showed that, you know, Shinji has, you know, what it takes. So I don't think we're going to see anybody fight. I think everybody showed their final fights, you know, with Minaski, Yo, and all them versus Toto, and then, you know, Shinji versus Toto and the 2 brothers and whatnot. So that was really enjoyable. Sad that we're not gonna see them fight. I mean, I really want to see them fight, like all of them go against Shiro, but I guess it kind of will make for a better ending for Ganta versus Shiro, because it's kind of is the most anticipated battle ever since we found out Shiro was the rat man, you know, the wretched egg. It's been one of the most anticipated battles. Like, it's always been going through a head, like, how the fuck is Ganta gonna beat, you know, Shiro? Like, Shiro's on the next level type of shit. Like, Ganta could barely defeat Toto, and you know, Toto is weaker than Shiro. So, you know, that's always been roaming through our heads and whatnot. But that's what happened. And basically, Ganta, he remembers a little memory, a little flashback we see, and this is when Toto actually whispers in Ganta's ear, you know, and that's when Ganta was out the battle for like most of the battles, you know, and that's when the other dead man was versing Toto. He basically said, Shiro is a substitute for you. And I was thinking, like, whoa, a substitute. If you guys don't know what that means, it's displayed in the flashback, and I'll tell you why a little bit, why the flashback was my favorite part of this chapter, because it was displayed in the flashback, and what it means is Shiro really is, she literally is a substitute for Ganta, and meaning Ganta actually, because see what happened was when we entered the flashback, we see Ganta's mom. And Ganta's mom, before she had Ganta, she was ruthless. She was just like Toto, you know, just evil, mean, all this shit, you know. She just wanted to dissect shit. But when she had a baby, when she realized she loved this baby, she came to the realization that, you know what, I'm not gonna be like this. I'm not gonna be that evil scientist, you know, shit like that. And she substituted Ganta, because when she had the baby, Ganta was actually supposed to be the test subject. Ganta was actually kind of supposed to be like Shiro. Ganta's supposed to be in Shiro's place, but somehow Ganta's mother actually got another baby and substituted for Ganta, and that's how Shiro is what she is right now, and that's how she's evil. And, you know, she's the self-proclaimed wretched egg and whatnot. And I loved it because, I mean, we got to see 2 sides of Ganta's mother. We got to see the evil and mean side and what she was like really before she had Ganta, but after she had Ganta, we got to see that. And then we also got to see, you know, how Ganta, you know, as a baby, how he was, you know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that. Like, I enjoyed that whole thing because it you know, it just displayed who Ganta's mother really is, because we really didn't get that much. I mean, we got in a flashback in the beginning of a few chapters, I mean in the manga, and then we got it a little bit towards I think chapter like 40 something, you know, with finally we got to see the memories and whatnot of Ganta's mother. But this where we really get to see like Ganta's mother and how she later on, like, she grows to be a nice and loving person, not that evil scientist, you know. So I really did enjoy that. But before I continue going on this, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. Wow, we got to see another flashback, which I thought was the most awesomest flashback ever, the most gruesome one, is because we got to see Asami. And you guys don't know who Asami is. That was one of Ganta's loving friends. She was actually one of the forgers. You know, when you were a match, you're a forger. You know, you're not like a real dead man. You know, you're just a dead man when you put on the mask. So she was a forger, and it was kind of weird because she was first versing Shiro, and you know, she was about to have Shiro on the ground, and you know, when she was about to attack Shiro, Toto comes out of nowhere and slices her head off. And what really made this awesome is because we didn't see the death of Asami. We didn't see the death of her, but we knew that she was dead because we saw her head, because Shiro brought her head. And we finally got to see the death of Asami, and you know, Toto did it. You know, everybody was thinking like, oh, was it the other forgers? Was it Shiro? Was it Toto? Was it the two twins? You know, this, that, and the other. We finally got to see it, and it was Toto. And that's fucked up, you know, because I really thought like, damn, like, fuck, Toto, like, oh my god, like, you know, Toto fucked the nigga up, because like she just went by her and just sliced her neck off, like, you know, like no ifs, ands, or buts, like, fuck. So that was crazy. That was crazy to a certain extent. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, damn, that it sucks. Because I was actually loving Asami. I mean, I think that was a really great death, you know, for Ganta's, you know, Ganta character development, characterization. I thought that was a really great death, but it was sad, because I remember when it was a Deadman versus the Forgers, and you know, they were about to win, but when I believe it was Toto, when Toto was about to kill Asami, like, Ganta just went ballistic and did his little crazy branch of saying the grabber gun, and he just went crazy. So you can tell like that little relationship they had was building and building, and you know, when Ganta saw that she was dead, it was just like, fuck, you know. So I thought that was a really great death in terms of Ganta's character development and whatnot, but in terms of just like, you know, loving and having like a friend, no, because I actually was kind of getting used to her, and she was actually a really cool character. And you know, it sucks because Asami, she was doing this shit like being a forger against her own will. You know, she was basically being controlled, possessed by you know, I think not the chief warden, not Makina. I believe, you know, he already died. I forgot his name, but it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. She was just being possessed and controlled, so it really sucked that she had to die that way by Toto. Fucking hate Toto. I think Toto's a good villain, you know, due to the fact that he went to 3 bodies. You know, first it was the man, you know, that was working with 2 bodies actually, 2 bodies. That's it, 2 bodies. Yeah, 2 bodies. It was the man that was working with Ganta's mother, and then when he got older, he died, and then he got transferred to Toto, you know, the strongest dead man. So yeah, we had to see that flashback. I thought that flashback was great because we finally had to see the death of Azami, and I thought that was really interesting. And I always want to know, you know, how Azami died, and you know, it really did seem like she was about to defeat Shiro, and I don't know, it really fucked up. But going back to the other flashback with Ganta's mother, I loved it. It was awesome because they finally got to show that, you know, Ganta, you know, Shiro substituted for Ganta, you know, against her own will, you know what I'm saying? Like, I liked it. I liked it a lot, like, because it really showed that if Shiro wasn't there, if nobody was going to substitute for Ganta would have been a test subject, and he would have ended up like Shiro. So it really showed that Ganta, if it wasn't for Shiro, you wouldn't be here. So in technicality, it was your fault. Then again, it was kind of his mother's fault, but technicality, it was your fault, Ganta, you know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed that to a certain extent, because all her pain and suffering that she has called upon herself was actually because of Ganta, you know, because Ganta substituted, you know, for Shiro. So I really loved it to that certain extent. I thought it was really beautiful. I thought it was nice, and I thought it was like a little nice addition. Like, I didn't think there's much to add to Ganta and Shiro character development. When I found that out, I was like, oh my god, like, you know, that's like, it was awesome, but it was like fucked up at the same time. I thought it was great because, you know, like, damn, like, if it wasn't for Shiro, Ganta would be a touch of it. He would ended up like a wretched egg, like Shiro. So Ganta really does owe Shiro, and that's why I truly do believe that he has to be the one to kill her, and he has to be the one to really truly understand. He's like the only one that can truly understand Shiro, because like I said, if it wasn't for Shiro, Ganta would ended up being the wretched egg. I also loved Ganta's mother and how we showed her transformation, how she was just like an evil, ruthless scientist to being a nice and loving mother, due to the fact that when she had Ganta. I thought that was really nice, and you know, really cool to see some more flashbacks. And she also killed herself, you know, shot herself with a gun. Fucked up, very sad death. And it sucks because I remember when, you know, Ganta and Shiro, they were playing, and Ganta's mother, she put Ganta in the car, and she says, "Don't remember anything of this." And like, and she was like, "Do you remember Shiro?" He was like, and then Ganta was like, "Who's Shiro?" And he, he was just blocking off the memories and whatnot. And it sucked that Ganta really never got to see his mother as he grew up. And it kind of looking back, it really it's kind of fucked up. It kind of just, it's kind of like that whole Naruto kind of feeling where Naruto's parents died right before his eyes when he was literally like just born. That kind of sucks. Like, so that's why I'm like more attached to Ganta as a character, because he kind of went through what Naruto went through. Naruto's my favorite anime and manga, and the character is amazing. So that underdog, I love that. I love Ganta about that. So that was really nice. The ending of this chapter, Ganta is basically looking for Shiro, and he finds her in the little Ferris wheel. And if you guys remember, I believe it's in chapter 20 or 19 or 21 or some shit like that. Shiro said, "When we get out of here, can you take me to the Ferris wheel?" And it was kind of coincidental, like that they actually meet each other in the Ferris wheel. I thought that was really nice, and I wonder what they're gonna do, because Ganta said, let's go on this ride together. Now, there's two ways that the ending of this manga or the next chapter can go. It can go good or bad. I want to see a final battle between Ganta and Shiro, although Ganta's really hurt and Shiro's like, I want to say in her prime, because she's good and she's healthy and she's super fucking strong. I want to see a final battle. I don't want to see no like handshake, I love you type shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a battle to the point where Ganta's actually really getting to Shiro's head, to the point where the evil Shiro goes out and the good Shiro, the lovable one, actually comes out. And I kind of want to see that. I don't know how it will end. It would suck if Ganta is gonna like kill Shiro, even though it's been foreshadowed like a whole bunch that Ganta probably will kill Shiro. It's been foreshadowed that might actually fucking happen. It sucks that it might happen, but I mean, we can't deny the inevitable. It most likely will happen. It most likely will happen that Ganta will kill Shiro, even though we don't want it to. So yeah, I'm hoping they do like a little final battle. I don't know, because the way it ended off, with Ganta and Shiro, they sit next to each other. I don't know if they're just gonna get off the Ferris wheel and start fighting, or I don't know. All I know is hopefully this ends off good, and hopefully we just I don't know. It's hard to say in terms of how the ending of this chapter went off. It's hard to say if they're gonna have a final battle, if the ending is actually gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say. I really don't fucking know. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully I'm hoping, like, cross my hands. I'm hoping, but we only can wait. Now the next volume, Volume 12 is that's going to be released May 25th. So for Japan people, so if you guys want to go import that, go ahead. I don't know when it's going to be released here in the United States of America. I do not know, so don't tell me that. I probably will look up that and try to see and find out. If I do, I'll probably make a separate video, or I'll probably put in the description of this chapter review and so on and so forth. Also, the next chapter will be coming out in May, but that's wrong because they're a month ahead of us. I mean, no. Next chapter will literally, they said it'll come out in June, but they're a month ahead of us. It will actually come out in May for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That was pretty much it for this review of Deadman Wonderland manga chapter 54. Sorry this review is kind of long. I had a lot to talk about in regards to this chapter, but please tell me in the comment section below, what did you guys think of this chapter, and what are you looking forward to in Deadman Wonderland manga, and what are you expecting how this manga is going to end? Please tell me in the comment section below. And who's going to win, Ganta, Shiro, or is Ganta really gonna kill Shiro? Even so, it's been overshadowed. So, or overshadow, same thing. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out, guys. Peace.